Welcome back, everybody. It is time for match number 2, a TVZ between Non and eOnzErG. How do you feel about this, Elegant?
I feel good about it because I love TVZ. TVZ is super cool, and this should be a pretty decent matchup. Non is, while he's the underdog, he's still a very decent player. He's on SAS, so that's a pretty good start. And he can come out with good games. eOnzErG definitely should be in the driver's seat for this one. But it's TVZ. It's the easy matchup.
And it's on Destination, which can allow you to do a lot of interesting things. Not only the early game shenanigans with drops and cheeses and things, but also it's one of the few maps where actually just going pure mech is actually not bad.
Yeah.
Even in the mid and late games, so could lend to a lot of interesting stuff here. Now, Non, of course, very unexpected player to actually even be in the round of 24 here. He's on SAS, but he's definitely not one of their top lineup players.
No.
And I think in the qualifiers,
How did he get here?
He got to second place in one of the qualifiers, I think. So it must have been on points. But I'm pretty sure he did it on the back of some good TVZ. In fact, I think he beat eOnzErG in one of the semifinals there, actually. But yeah, I think he had like 2 TVZs in round of 8 and round of 4, and then he got smashed by Dodie in the finals. But yeah, so it was very interesting. So if anything, his TVZ is probably his best matchup, like most Terrans, I would assume.
Yeah.
And so, maybe in his group with 2 Zergs, he can pull something out.
Yeah, very, very probable. You're absolutely right. We've seen some good TVZ out of him so far in the past. So, yeah, let's see how he fares.
All right, here we go then. Game number 2. Here we go at the 12 o'clock position as the yellow Terran, we have SAS Non. In the 6 o'clock position as the blue Zerg, we have Ifu eOnzErG.
Yeah, we do. So this is where the TVZ action begins. Have we seen TVZ yet today? Yeah, we have. We saw Mad play against
eOnzErG.
Sorry, I was trying to make sure I got that right. Yeah, that was a bit of a walkover. Hopefully that won't be happening this time. Yeah, it's gonna be good because TVZ at its best can be really, really brilliant, and TVZ on Destination always going to be interesting. And I'm going to keep a close eye on the Zerg opening this time to see what he actually does, because I have been terrible today. I've been missing every single Zerg opening that we've had. It's been abysmal.
It's alright. You're gonna have at least a couple more chances here. I think so. All right. I'll let you focus on the Zerg, and I'll think of something interesting to say then.
Yeah, go for it. Maybe you could, I'll just give you a little lifeline. Maybe you could talk about the way the minerals appear to be breaking through the ground in order to get up onto the map. Go.
Whoa! Complete curveball. That you're actually right. I'm looking at it now, and there's like little tears in the ground and stuff.
Yeah.
They're actually just like bursting through.
It's like they grow quickly underground.
But the thing is, like, what do minerals even look like in real life? Like,
I'd love to see that.
Because minerals are real, right? They're like a thing. I mean, obviously not like, maybe, I don't know if they look exactly, they don't look exactly like this, I guess. But, like mineral crystal type things are real, and I don't know how they look like. Are they just like attached to rocks or something? Like, what?
They must be. Oh, and the mana engineering bay in the Zerg's natural. How cruel is that?
He's walling in as well. He's doing like the beginning of the Mad build where he goes Vulture Drop.
Oh, maybe that's what's actually happening. Maybe he's taking influence from a player who just lost 2-0. Oh, in the group stages. So sad, so sad.
Wow, 4 drones pulled to deal with this though. That seems interesting. Anyway, I hope somebody's Googling pictures of minerals to show me what they look like in real life. I feel a little bit silly not knowing
anyone
this.
who just gets like a blown up shot of Brood War minerals, that does not count. You need to get real life minerals.
Yeah.
Just putting that out there before some joker comes in and he goes, oh yeah, these minerals. No, we're not accepting that. We don't need that kind of influence in our stream chat, because those minerals would look pretty badass in real life, I think. Look at them. Like super spiky.
But see, it's funny because like at least on Brood War maps, like all the terrain is like natural terrain, so it kind of makes sense that there might be some minerals there. But like a lot of SE2 maps are like on top of buildings or in spaceships, and there's like randomly minerals sprouting out of the ground. It's like, why the hell are the minerals there?
Yeah, there are a few Brood War maps like that, but yeah, even still.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah. But to be fair, people don't usually use those tile sets so much anymore. And that's probably why, because it's scientifically incorrect.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Why would there be minerals there?
That's interesting, actually. People always talk about tile sets and like, oh, I want to see more of that tile set. What's the real difference between tile sets? What does that really allow? Apart from appearance.
I guess it's just appearance. And snow tile set apparently blinds people, so you can't use it. Aside from that.
Really?
Well, yeah, no. Well, that's why what that weird 3-player map, I can't remember what it's called, was like remade on a different tile set and just renamed, even though it's exactly the same map.
Oh, can't remember. Oh yeah, I know the one you mean, but I can't.
Because I mean, because I guess like staring at a bright white screen for 12 hours a day as a pro gamer is probably not the best for your eyes.
Bad, isn't it?
I mean, that's legit, I guess.
That is legit. I can accept.
Meanwhile, we do have 1 starport, so it is going to be some kind of drop shenanigans. He is doing the bad build.
So he is. Very, very cool. Sassnon breaking out the unexpected stuff.
Sorry, Bakryu has pointed out that the map was El Nino. Or rather, it was Great Barrier Reef, which was retiled to become El Nino. Or wait, was it the other way around? I can't remember. Whatever.
El Nino? That does ring a bell, actually.
Oh, we have a picture of minerals. Oh my god, this photo of minerals is like... It's like Brood War minerals in real life.
Oh my god, I want to get out of the right now. That's awesome.
Everybody click TLDNH's link. That's like Brood War minerals in real life. I can't believe it.
That is so cool.
Wait a minute, are unicorns real? Can you find a picture of a real-life unicorn, please?
You're the only guy who would ask. Are unicorns real?
Well, I don't know. If Brood War minerals are real, why can't unicorns be real? I'm just saying.
Exactly. Yeah, you stick to that. Oh, the drone's managing to micro down Mr. Vulture. Why didn't he take that Vulture around into the main base?
I think he wasn't sure because the drones were already pulled, so he didn't want to they probably would have went down to block.
Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. The Vulture could have managed to sneak around. That's one of the many advantages of playing on Destination, of course, because the Sun Colony, it's often really hard to get that Sun Colony covering everything properly, and so there's often a good way to sneak around the back and into the main base, which can be quite nasty, but we do already have a Hydrix or 2 out, so it wouldn't have done too much damage. The CC is now on the way from Mr. Terran as well.
He's killing some
SCPs. He's run out of supply, I think. He needed to make a dropship, and his supply depot wasn't ready.
Oh man, dude, Vulture harass, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm like only half paying attention to the game. People are linking all sorts of awesome pictures of minerals. This is amazing.
Oh, this is sick.
Oh man, this picture of the unicorns as well. God, this is awesome.
This is the best.
Who needs Brood War when we can have minerals and unicorns?
Yeah. Oh wow, it's unicorn beer. That's just incredible. Wow.
By the way, if unicorns were a unit, I'm pretty sure they'd be a Protoss unit. I'm just saying.
Yeah, totally. Imagine that. Or maybe they'd be like some weird Zerg units, like evil unicorn.
No! Zerg unit. Oh, is he really gonna fly into the Overlord?
He's literally flying directly underneath the Overlord. The Overlord even turned around watching it go past. He's like, whoa.
Hidden base at the 3 o'clock, by the way. That's pretty cute. And the dropship's actually not going to go there. I don't see any reaction from eOnzErG that he's seen the dropship, although he doesn't actually have any units to react with.
Yeah, he has 1 Hydrus. Even that Hydrus isn't coming home, but he's gonna have to do something because there are 4 Vultures landing in his main right now, and he's doing nothing about it. He's not even making more Hydrus. He has minerals. In fact, he's saving up all his minerals for his nucleus, I guess.
Larva, yeah, he's saving all the larva. Oh my god, he can mine the larva. He can mine the eggs. Do the fantasy, man. Mine the eggs. Mine the eggs. My Brood War can't take it. Mine the eggs, dude. Mine the eggs. What? 2 more shots. We'll kill 3 Mutalisks. You will kill 3 Mutas. Oh my god, mine the goddamn eggs.
He's doing some pretty good damage there, taking down drones, but why isn't he killing the eggs? I guess he just doesn't have quite as much awesome game knowledge.
This is the whole point of the fantasy build, is you can 1 mine kills 3 larvae, 3 mines kills a morphing egg. So you can kill mutas as they're hatching with vultures.
That is too sick.
Like vultures can actually kill mutas. It's a thing.
I wouldn't even have thought that. I can definitely see why none wouldn't have thought of that or wouldn't have known that. But these vultures have still done some pretty decent damage. I feel like they could have done a lot more though. These seem like uber drones. They soaked up a lot of fire.
And by uber you mean idle at the natural.
Oh no. So many idle drones just chilling, but he's getting more money now. He was pretty heavily saturated before that happened, wasn't he?
It seems so. He's still got a decent number of drones, in fact, so he must have been really well saturated to have lost that many and still be okay. And now he's gonna go in, and there's only one turret done.
Yeah, that's not really enough.
Do we have a Valkyrie anywhere?
I don't. Yeah, we do. We do have a Valkyrie. Of course, we have a Valkyrie. The Valkyrie's going back, and that's going to be able to do fairly well against these mutas. Valkyries are pretty effective.
Dude, this might be like the actual fantasy build.
Don has forgotten about his dropship though, and it's just chilling.
Wait, they've both forgotten about it.
They've both forgotten about it. It's just become like a feature of the map.
What the hell?
But the mutas are coming back now, and they're going straight for the dropship. I can only imagine that they're on course to kill. And the dropship's going to meet them. It goes to meet its fate proudly, and the mutas overshoot it a little bit and head back, and they are going to catch it eventually. Although maybe actually the dropship's going to make it home. No, it's too slow.
It's going to be close. Run!
Too slow.
Get to the chopper! Oh wait, it is the chopper.
What happens when you are the chopper and you're in trouble?
Oh, the 3 o'clock's been spotted though. There's one vulture there.
Yeah, and the vulture's doing its thing. It's managing to take out a fair number of drones. 2 drones so far. Will we see it take down one more? It's going to try and escape. It's going to lay a mine for some reason. Don't really know why it did that. And out it goes. But he has discovered 3 o'clock, so that's going to be pretty good. And the mutas are being kept at bay by one thing or another. He's got a decent force in his main. He's got some Goliaths, he's got a Valkyrie, he's got all kinds of good shit to deal with any muta threat. And so he's looking pretty safe, and he's being left in relative peace actually to build up pretty much whatever he wants to build up. Just mutas are just having to be kept very, very defensive for the time being.
Yeah, that 3 o'clock base actually being a liability. It's allowing Non to just buy time with random pairs of vultures, but it looks like the mutas are gonna come back around here. But there's 3 turrets here, plus the barracks spotting in the back, which is really gonna allow him. That lifted barracks is interesting, by the way. Well, I mean, I guess we already knew he was going stream mech here, but that just confirms it really for eOnzErG, just in case he hadn't quite seen everything in the main.
The Valkyrie is usually a pretty good indicator though.
Hey, you can go bio Valk, or
I suppose you
whatever
can.
It's called.
I don't remember it working.
No, that's Valk plus mech. This is Valconic. I don't know what
Valkyrie.
bio plus Valk is.
That's such a cool name, Valconic.
Yep.
What's the Onic? Bionic. Sorry, can't believe I even asked that question. Forget I said that.
Well,
forget it.
Alright. Anyways, we've got +1 range attack. We got some Hydra ups. Pretty standard. You want some Hydra muta action against the mech. And these mutas are not gonna have a fun time here. And they're still not gonna have a fun time. Alright, get out of there. Gonna skedaddle. Meanwhile, looks like the mech army's moving out. He's not gonna go out too far though. He just wants to move out far enough to secure a 3rd base. It probably would have been better just to leave the tank on the high ground in the main, in fact, just to range out here. No need to bring it out if you only have 1 tank. In the meantime, though, the Zerg's expanding like crazy, and this is absolutely expected. If you're facing a meching player as the Zerg, the general best response is to just out-expand him and out-macro him, because he's going to be so cost-efficient. You just need to pump out a ton of stuff.
Yeah. Those mutas definitely not going to be able to make any progress there. That is a lot of Goliaths. Imagine getting the snipe. Mr. SCV making the little command center over there. That's going to delay things a little bit, but not too drastically. Although there's no SCV being sent over to keep making that. Okay, there we go. Another SCV being sent straight away in the. Sorry, go on.
Apparently I got it backwards. Valconic is Valkyries plus bio, so this is not Valconic.
I don't understand.
So what
that
the hell is Valk plus mech? God, these names, they're so confusing.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Let's just make it up.
Mechery.
Mechery.
Valmech.
Like
Valek.
mechanic?
Yeah, maybe.
Or we could go old school, because mech used to be called metal. We just call it like Valk metal.
Oh, but here we go. We have a big attack coming in. We have lots of Hydras. We have the mutas as well. Might be able to snipe off the tanks, but I don't know if they're going to get time. All the mutas going down really quickly and not even sniping a single tank. There might be enough Hydras in, but it's going to be close. The Hydras are just about managing to press through. They're getting through onto the tanks and will be able to take it. Nice engagement right there for eOnzErG. Managing to do some decent damage. He has been finally repelled. He eventually not managing to take care of all the tanks, but that was very, very good. And he's definitely going to be able to deny the 3rd base for a little while and killing the poor critter as well. Why was that necessary, I ask? There will be an inquiry into that after this game. The CCA is going to be Yeah, he killed the little golem guy. But
it wasn't the Ursodon, right?
Yeah, it was the Ursodon.
Wait, it was the Ursodon.
No, not the Ursodon, sorry, the grey one.
The Rhinodon.
The Rhinodon, yeah.
Alright, you got the. Alright, that's okay. Rhinodon guy. Nah, we don't care about Rhinodon guy.
Rhinodon guy.
We only care about Irrelevant guy.
Yeah. Poor Rhinodon guy. He's equally as valid. Oh, we have a bunch of overlords in the middle of the map here that are going to get sniped by these Goliaths. That's a little bit unfortunate. The Hydra's just coming in to save the day.
Yeah. Now that attack, by the way, was so good for eOnzErG because trading down against mech, like even slightly, either evenly or slightly in favor of the mech, is still good for Zerg because Hydras are just so cheap and easy to reproduce, and the Terran mech army is not. It's expensive. It takes a long time to get out of the factories. Your factory count is much lower than the hatchery count even at this stage in the game. Looks like a bit of a Vulture Harass at the right side, not too severe. But yeah, definitely a good trade for eOnzErG, and he's expanding yet again. eOnzErG is just playing this perfectly, exactly how you want to deal with Terran mech. Notice also he's delaying the Hive for a very long time. You don't actually need to go rush for Hive like you do in normal TVZ, ZVT. Staying on the Hydra Muta is absolutely fine.
Yeah, absolutely. There is really no rush whatsoever, because if he catches it at the wrong moment and he tries to get that tech moving forward, he can easily get caught at a bad time while he's kind of in a transition phase. So it's good to keep a decent standing army until you really feel safe. But we are seeing plenty of bases coming in for the Zerg, which is exactly what you need when you can't be cost efficient. You need lots more minerals than your opponent. You need lots more stuff to make more stuff with, and that's exactly what he's going for. We have another base coming in on the left-hand side that is now completed, and it's going to be going up to 5 bases any second now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think what Non should be doing here because he's being very passive and letting eOnzErG do what he wants. I mean, he's doing the occasional Vulture Harass, but he's only doing it at 1 base at a time. He's not trying to multitask and do it do Vulture Harass at 2 bases and do a drop at the same time or something like that. I mean, I don't know if I'm being a little bit, overly critical here after watching Sniper Law too much, but these kind of individual harassments, I feel like eOnzErG can deal with them quite easily if he just has to pay attention at one location at a time. It's really the multitasking that is what gets you.
Absolutely, yeah, you've got to be able to pull your opponent's attention. It's not hard to deal with a few vultures in one place, but a few vultures all over the place, then suddenly you're talking. And I bet we all know that pain when you're off one place trying to deal with it, you're off another place trying to deal with it. You think you've got it all sorted, but your units are actually starting to wander a little bit confusedly, and eventually it all comes unstuck.
And then when you finally think it's all under control, you go back to your base and all the workers are gone because there was a DC there.
Yeah, we all know that feeling. Meanwhile, we do have a little bit of action from the Valkyrie coming in to try and deal with those meters. D-Matrix is entirely necessary on Valkyries because Valkyries are wusses. Oh, the Valkyrie actually went to smoke up so many skirts right there. That looked actually deliberate. Will he be able to repair it as well? The mutas all get scared away by the remaining Goliath force, and this Valkyrie right here, very nice, surprising defense from Non. I really didn't see that going so well.
I don't know how that Valkyrie didn't die. That was like 6 scourge.
That was a lot of scourge. D-Matrix is really good.
The D-Matrix it's 350 HP or something? Is it? Or 250 HP?
Something like that.
It's a specific value of HP that it adds. So, but I thought that an amount of scourge would be enough, but I guess not. Anyway, we have another command center being made, and it looks like he's going to go take this 9 o'clock base. Notice he's expanding down the left side. We saw something similar, I think, last weekend as well. Not trying to split up his attention on both sides and take the right side base. He's focuses his attack down the left side. This base is much easier to take. He just has to guard the narrow ramp, and that also provides a springboard to attack the Zerg's 4th base at the left side as well.
Yeah, absolutely right, and it's always useful to have kind of a staging area where you can move forward from. Very, very important to kind of cover yourself as you move forward. Otherwise, you end up a little bit up the creek without anywhere to really retreat to or any kind of cover behind you. The Terran does have a nice position here, right out in the kind of moving towards the middle of the map, defending.
Oh, Muta's coming in, but there's the Valkyrie and a lot of Goliaths.
There is no way that's going to be successful. He might go in and try and snipe another tank or two. Those Muta's not going to last, but it looks like the Valkyrie is getting a little bit big for his boots. He goes a long way forward, but oh no, there's Mutas. The Valkyrie is still not dead. How is this happening? Those Mutas overstaying their welcome quite significantly there. They're able to do almost no damage. The Valkyrie is running on pretty thin luck right now. It's only on 13 hit points and is not being repaired, but it will last a little bit longer to deal with a few more Mutalisks. One Goliath heading forward there. And it's interesting to see where this goes for these two guys right here now, because I will feel like Non is feeling fairly secure. His plan has gone fairly well, but it's taking him a long time to get to that kind of critical mass whereby he can really properly push. And he hasn't got all the time in the world because the Zerg is getting pretty rampant at this stage.
Oh, we got another attack at the 9 o'clock base. He's going in. He doesn't want this Terran to get this base, but that's a lot of forces on the low ground. The Goliaths, though, are not all supporting here, so maybe he can force it back for the time being. But it's going to be quite costly here. eOnzErG is going to lose all his forces. It looks like he doesn't really care. Although, Hydras are cheap. Mutas are not quite as cheap, so you still have to be a little bit careful throwing those away.
Yeah, but each Hydra and each Muta is cheap, but when you lose that many at once, the cost does start to stack up. So I think you should be a little bit more careful than that, and that's going to make Non feel a little bit better. I was about to say how he's going to be feeling like his plan's going all right, but if he doesn't get this base, then it's not going to be going quite as all right, because he needs the money right now in order to keep pushing forward with this kind of unit composition. He does manage to get the base up though, so it's going to be all right for the time being. But eOnzErG is full of money at this point. He has got no money troubles whatsoever. He's getting mineral earning now as well, so he's going to be able to keep throwing units at his opponent till Kingdom Come. But this is going in a little kind of dribs and drabs, and I don't think that is the right thing to be doing at all. That is way too many siege tanks. This Hydra count is just not going to last 2 seconds.
Man, he's sending in more units as well. He's sending in ultras. You know, I mean, they've got their carapace bonus, but it's only +3. It looks like a +4 just finished as well. But yeah, as you say, this is not working. And this is the thing. This is the beauty of what Non's doing, is he doesn't even need to attack. You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna win the game by defending. He does not need to ever attack. He does not need to push. He needs to. All he needs to do is split the map, bleed out eOnzErG, and eOnzErG will eventually he'll mine out and he'll die. He will simply starve to death. And, you know, I mean, it's frustrating to play against as a Zerg, but it is a very effective strategy, especially on a map like Destination, where you can, 2-player map, you can easily split the map, you can be so cost efficient with all the narrow engagement points. And Non, you know, he knows that if he tries to get fancy and out micro or out multitask eOnzErG, he'll probably fail. So he's playing a stable, you know, relatively mechanically undemanding style that he knows he can pull off and he can do well.
Yeah, he's not doing a bad job at all. I think this is exactly the right kind of choice to make when you're up against a superior player. Most people would say cheese, but I think this is actually a very, very nice choice.
I think Zergs would consider this cheese.
Yeah, you're probably right.
It's late game cheese.
Cheeky little bit of a drone block on the ramp at the main base right there to prevent the vultures from getting in, but the vultures are eventually going to get around, and they're creating some serious disruption to mining. Meanwhile, Non's splitting the map is starting to look really scary on the minimap, but he should probably get over and defend that right-hand side base, because when you're relying on your opponent mining out and he starts to take bases that are essentially yours, then the split starts to become a little bit too disadvantageous, maybe even for a defensive Terran style. So I think you should probably try and maybe do something to prevent that base from getting up and running. But eOnzErG has had enough. He is going to start sending units, and that is one hell of a lot of units. He's sending them straight from the natural expansion. Oh my goodness, that is a lot of Zerg stuff. Here he goes. eOnzErG just crashing down on the Terran's head, but is it going to be enough? He does have plenty of units, but they're fairly spread out. Some are going to the natural, some are going into the tank line. There are lots of Goliaths still remaining. D-Matrix saving one tank for a while. That's not going to do too much good. The tank does eventually go down. The natural expansion is completely screwed. The CC is listed. There are SCVs running back into main. It's an absolute bedlam right now for Non. His defensive line is in complete disarray, and eOnzErG is making it count. One irradiated Hydra, so I don't know if that was really the best choice, but I guess it's kind of all he could really do. But it looks like the CC might go down on the natural. We're going to see some clutch repairs. Will he be able to massacre it? No! The CC goes down, the tank goes down with it. This was seriously terrible for Non, because as soon as the Terran defensive line gets breached, there's a weakness, and as soon as the Terran starts getting pulled all over the place, the strength of the build is just no longer there. He needs to reestablish.
eOnzErG hit at literally the only slightly weak point in the Terran line. I mean, look at this. Non was really focused on defending the new base. He's got that all walled up. He's got this perfect wall stretching from his third to his natural, but there was just a slight hole at the edge of the natural that eOnzErG somehow exploited. However, Non has decided that after suiciding all the army, eOnzErG is weak, and he has a time to strike, but eOnzErG is already re-maxed, well, not maxed, but re-supplied up to 182 here. I don't know if this is the best idea. However, he does have a brief moment while eOnzErG's forces are not gathered yet, and he's pushing across the map. He's kind of walled himself out with siege tanks, though. So he can't quite get over, but if he gets over there quickly, he could set up a good position here. eOnzErG, he's got a good number of meters though. He's got Ultraling on the ground. Is there enough here? It's 3-2 mech though. It's very strong. Only +1 carapace and 2-1 on the ground. And here we go. Another big engagement. eOnzErG is flooding across here. He's going in from both sides. Is it going to be enough? I think the Terran's going to hold here though. Although there's not that many Goliaths left and a good number of meters. There's an Irradiate, not the best Irradiate, but the mech will hold.
That is a surprise to me. I thought that was definitely going to go in eOnzErG's favor. You're just flooding units, but I guess that core of siege tanks really was enough to do the job, but I didn't see him having enough Goliaths, to be honest. I thought he didn't have anything like enough to deal with those muses, but I guess I was proven wrong, and 1 irradiate probably goes a long way. But he's actually bearing down on this base right now, and this is surprising to see Non doing this, but a nice move nonetheless. He did finally scout the top right-hand corner base, but I feel he's letting eOnzErG get a little bit out of control for the top right-hand corner. I don't know if that should necessarily be happening, but he's doing some great damage here, and eOnzErG is continuing to pour units in through this gap. There's no way. Oh! Big shots landing all over his Hydras. More Mutalisks going down. This is great for Non. Really great. And this is giving him valuable breathing space to re-establish back home.
eOnzErG just has no answer to the mech. This is unbelievable. Oh my god, there's an 18-kill siege tank in here in the middle. But this is just insane. I mean, is eOnzErG going to lose to Non? This would be a ridiculous upset.
It's possible.
The game is by no means over at all. eOnzErG has a million bases still. He's running into the main, actually. He's once again discovered that the main and the natural are actually the weakest point in the Terran line. But Non is putting up an incredible show here. I did not expect him to do this well against eOnzErG. And yet he is, you know, threatening eOnzErG with a loss here. eOnzErG was ahead in supply for most of the game. He's now gone down in supply compared to his opponent. He's losing his expansions. I mean, you know, once this mech army pushes down to the middle only, he can start seeking the natural from behind. It can even just walk into the main because it's been mined out. And all the tech is there, and in fact, it's difficult for eOnzErG to engage behind the natural because it's all closed in.
Yeah, oh my goodness. This is going to be really hard for eOnzErG to deal with. He looks like he's not even really trying to defend. He's he runs the risk of losing his main right now. He's just dashing off to the other side of the map. I'm looking for if he's remaking his tech anywhere. I would not be surprised if he did that because there is basically free reign for Non to go into the main base. If Non were in the main base, he'd have a fantastic defensive position.
Oh no, tanks are besieged.
They're sieged now, and this could be really bad if eOnzErG decides to push through this gap. There is still so many tanks right there. eOnzErG's going for it, but this is a terrible idea. He's going to lose all of this army, and he might just about be able to take down these tanks. He is able to do so, and I guess that was sufficient in the end. I'm surprised that worked out for our Zerg player. That could have gone either way.
Yeah, in the meantime, some reinforcements coming down. I really think Non has to be careful, though. He doesn't want to be over-aggressive here because in the low numbers, the Zerg army is actually going to be fare a lot better against the mech without that solid core siege tank. See, this kind of engagement is not good for the Terran at all. Oh my god, he's going to get sandwiched. In fact, this was a terrible move by Non to actually suicide all of these units. I think he's throwing away the little advantage he gained. Suddenly, eOnzErG once again had a big supply lead, 137 against us, 107 for Non. I don't know why he moved down with those army. I guess he wanted to regroup with those forces from the bottom left, but as soon as he lost those, he should have just retreated.
Yeah.
He's just given up his advantage right there.
Yeah, and I think now we're starting to see the disadvantage that he allowed himself to get into when he didn't prevent that top right-hand corner base from going up, because it's going to be really hard for him to get over there and deal with that. Disadvantageous attack coming from eOnzErG right there. But those top right-hand bases are basically the core of eOnzErG's mining at this point. Had Non denied those, then I think he'd be looking a lot smarter.
Yeah, eOnzErG doing a bit of a suicide attack himself also just now to counter, which is a bit surprising to me. Meanwhile, now he's going up the left side with some Hydras. I don't think that's going to go well, though. There's a wall there. There's a bunch of siege tanks. It's not going to end happily for these Hydras. These two tanks in the back, I think eOnzErG didn't realize were there. So he's just going to get a siege down here. He's going to kill a few SCVs. He did a couple of the tanks, but that's about that. I wonder if a siege tank in the natural can actually range that hatchery at the top right. Do you think so?
Maybe. Actually, that's possible.
I think it can if he puts it right at the top right, touching the cliff. Although Hydras can probably shoot it from the other side as well. But here we go. He's doing a big move out to the top right. It looks like he heard your wisdom, Elegant. He's decided to take out these top right bases. There are a lot of drones here. If he picks off all the drones in the bases, that'll be a big win for him. But he's got to be careful, though. There's Ultras and Hydras coming in from the low ground, and he is on the low ground from the base. So reinforcements from there will be good for eOnzErG. But there's a lot of mines in the way, though. Clearing up the Ultras pretty quickly here. The Ultras fall almost immediately, and the Hydras stand no chance against the established mech position here. Non once again putting eOnzErG in a bit of a pickle, but it looks like, oh, big mine blowing up most of the Goliaths as well as an Ultra, and it looks like eOnzErG will barely hold.
Just about. That was close stuff right there. Non is going to keep going. eOnzErG might not hold after all. There are a couple more siege tanks, a few Goliaths. It could just about be enough. eOnzErG is coming out with a couple more Ultras and a little group of Lings. They're going to eat some mines on the way across, and that's going to severely damage their numbers. And it could be good for Non, but those Ultras might just be able to come in and clean up those siege tanks, which is very unfortunate. He's lost so many siege tanks throughout the course of the last few minutes in this game. He is going to be able to take care of those Ultras eventually, but to no avail. His Goliaths are going to go down. He seems really loath to retreat this game. He does not like going backwards, whereas sometimes it's good to go backwards because you can then use the old units with new units and have a big army again. But Non,
especially with mech, you have to know when to retreat, when to regroup.
Oh god, yeah.
These small unit engagements are always, well, almost always great for the Zerg. Meanwhile, he's doing a bit of ultra harass at the bottom left. Is not going to go too far, and looks like, oh man, Ling's actually could get a good mine bomb. Way!
Yeah, Lings only get hit by mines when they want to get hit by mines, which is unfortunate. Yeah. One Overlord getting left to its cruel fate in there, but not too much of a worry for eOnzErG losing an Overlord or two at this stage. But his supply lead still isn't all that great at this point. He's got 120 supplies to 83. It is starting to get away from Non a little bit, and Non is going to be kicking himself for not keeping an eye on those top right-hand bases. And look how different it would be if eOnzErG had not been able to take those, especially when he lost the bottom left-hand corner. It could be looking very different indeed right now. And once again, eOnzErG looking like he's going to go up that ramp, and it could be good this time. There are only 2 siege tanks waiting for him, and Non is so thinly spread back in the middle of the map as well. Those siege tanks are just not going to be enough to hold out against the number of Hydras, I wouldn't imagine.
That's quite cute. He's picking off the wall before he goes in, actually. And, oh, here he goes. He's going to be off that mine! Oh.
No! Hydras are too quick. Way too quick.
And I thought it would blow up all the SCVs, too. I was like, yeah, that's going to be awesome. Well, it looks like this base is in huge trouble here. Non's not even moving units to defend it. What is he doing? Oh, he's engaging at the other side as well. Sorry about that. It looks like he had his entire force on the other side of the map, and it looks like he's going to clean up the few Hydras that were over there. But, I mean, Non is now only mining from an almost depleted third base here, and like 2 patches that are almost mined out in his natural. He's going to be mined out very, very soon here. He needs another base of his own, you know, not just to kill eOnzErG's bases. He needs some more mining, and here we go, and all the Ultra trying to close. He's trying to do a mine drag. It's sort of good, but the Hydra's clean it up anyway. And Non now, I don't know what he's going to do. He's on his last legs. He's got almost no units left.
Yeah, almost no legs. He's in big trouble. He's got 1 siege tank there. It's not going to be enough to hold probably against the Hydra. No, the Hydra do decide to pull back. But Non, he needs a base up and running. That base on the left-hand side at the 11 o'clock, it barely counts. And it's just not enough to replenish an expensive mech army. There is 1 Ultralisk attacking a supply depot. That's how low things have got in the middle of the map. And it dies to mines. It swings and roundabouts, isn't it?
Yeah, and whoa. Wait, is eOnzErG mining out the back minerals of Non?
A bit of vulture harass at the bottom left-hand side, doing some nice damage. 2 vultures, taking care of quite a lot of drones there. Oh, but the drones get a lovely stack on the vultures. Beautiful stack right there from eOnzErG. He's still going to lose pretty much all those drones. I'm not sure it matters too much at this point, but even so, nice harass right there from Non. Non has played really, really well this game.
Dude, eOnzErG is mining out Non's back door at like the 30-minute mark.
So he is.
He's going to open up a channel into the main. This is crazy. Oh no, and the Muta switch, the back switch to Mutas kills the last couple of tanks. GG from Non, and eOnzErG takes set number 2, but a valiant effort by Non. What a great game.
That was not easy at all for eOnzErG. eOnzErG, a top player, was pushed to his limit there by SAS Non. Very nice game from the Terran player too. Can't help but feel that if he was a bit wiser in the middle stage of the game, he could have won it in the late game, but nonetheless, very, very creditable performance. And that leads me to really look forward to how he's going to play in the rest of the group, because whereas before I was thinking of him as a little bit of a dog's body for the group, now definitely not going to be the case.
Well, this is actually going to be interesting because, so we now have a winner's match, which is eOnzErG versus LancerX. I'm like 99% sure eOnzErG will win, which will put LancerX in the final. So Non will play Infected, and if he plays a TVZ of that caliber against Infected, he could actually win.
Yeah.
But then he has to play a TVP against LancerX, and his TVP against Doty was horrible. Now, to be fair, Doty did do some early game shenanigans, and he's Doty.
And he is Doty. He's really... You
know, LancerX, and not only will you have to play TVP against LancerX, but he'll be playing on Fighting Spirit in the final match, which LancerX is hugely comfortable on, being the ladder monster that he is. So, I'm not really sure. If it comes down to it, I'm pretty sure it'll be whether Non can actually TVP against LancerX and do decently, if he even gets through Infected, which is not even going to be that easy.
Yeah,
so it's still going to be troublesome. But anyway, we're going to go to the winners match first after this. It'll be eOnzErG versus eOnzErG. Be right back.